Hey, what's happening? My name is Brian, and I've really shared ideas and strategies about YouTube growth. I've talked about the algorithm. I've cracked 100,000 views, even 1 million views on this platform. And after 8 years, I see a huge problem with advice channels. And in this video, I want to document and really share my thoughts and ideas with you because just maybe it'll help you to understand what this problem is, how to avoid it, and how to move forward so you can finally get the views that you've been after. What is this big problem with YouTube advice channels? Well, number one, everybody on this platform really wants to get more views themselves, including me, including anybody that publishes videos about getting views and subscribers and the algorithm, and videos about how to upload your YouTube videos. Now, interestingly, I've made a video about that, how to properly upload videos. I've seen other videos on the platform that have driven significant views, well over 100,000 YouTube views. And sadly, I polled my audience. And I said, hey, have these videos ever really helped you to get more views? And overwhelmingly, the answer was no. And I already knew the answer. I knew that this isn't the way forward, to focus on uploading settings, or upload settings, I should say, and yet there are so many videos covering this. Why is that? Do you have any idea? I do, because back to what I shared originally, we all want views, and we need to make videos that the audience responds to. And I think a lot of creators, when they get on board and they start with YouTube, they think about things like, well, what's the proper way to upload my video to get more views? But sadly, there might be a few things you can do while uploading which can help you slightly increase your watch time and your views. You can get more subscribers, but there's nothing that can dramatically impact your results on this platform. That's based on the hard work, understanding and creating great thumbnails. Now, there's a channel that frequents my channel, Leo Autism. Anyway, love the guy. He's been a longtime viewer, and he commented on one of my videos kind of about a similar subject. And I talked about the algorithm, and people complain and they bitch and they're not treated fairly. And he went on and on with this really long comment. And yet I went to his channel, and to be fair, I'm not going to say it totally sucked, because it did not. Fact of the matter is, the first thing I thought was, I'm pleasantly surprised by his delivery, how he appears on camera, what he shares, his thoughts, and so on. But I saw a few big gaping holes. Now imagine a hole in the Titanic. Well, we all know what happened. The Titanic hit an iceberg, ripped a hole in the ship itself, and the Titanic sank. Because one of the ways to think about YouTube's success is there's no one thing that you can do, and if you just optimize or upload your video, then you're going to move forward and totally crush it. It's a lot more often based on identifying what you have to improve about your videos, and until you have an ability to do about 3 things. Number one, you have to spot where your videos need improvement. And for his videos, I saw these titles that I felt were not that compelling. They began with things like episode number 87. Nobody's searching for that. It's not a compelling title. It's not going to entice people to click on the video, and so on. And yet the very beginning of the video title was terrible based on this episode number 87 kind of a thing. And this is such a great example of, number one, we have to have the ability to see where we need to improve. And then number two, and this is the hard thing, and I think it's the thing that so many people struggle with, and that is they have to improve. Now, I've talked a little bit myself about titles and thumbnails. And interestingly, this thumbnail and this thumbnail, as well as this thumbnail too, were all generated using AI. Now, you may hate AI or you may love it. You might think it's really powerful, and used in the proper manner, it can help us to really create better videos. And I think that's the case. And it's kind of my position on AI. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What matters is, do you have an ability to create great titles and thumbnails that propel viewers to click? And then we need to get them to watch, because interestingly, it's really not the thing that is going to automatically get you success, that is getting a higher CTR. And yet for a lot of creators, it is. Now, what the hell am I talking about? Well, again, we have to have this ability to identify that the weakest area, the weakest link when it comes to me publishing videos on this platform is my titles, my thumbnails, my imagery, my ability to communicate on camera, my video quality, the lighting, the topics I select, the actual specific video titles. Am I leveraging keyword phrases? Am I leveraging and creating videos based on popular topics and more? And until we really understand that that is the thing I need to focus on and improve, I think we'll always struggle. So for me, improving my CTR just a little bit actually resulted in far more video recommendations from the algorithm, which is a thing we all want. I have the ability to keep people watching for 5, 6, even 10 minutes, which is staggering on some of my videos. But my CTR was kind of low, 4 or 5%, but now it's 5 to 6%, sometimes pushing 7 to 8%. And the moment that I said, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna figure out how to make great thumbnails, my results started to improve. But this isn't about me, it's about you. Let me ask you, what do you need to do to improve? Here's a tip. Sent with love, hope, and inspiration. Do not say, I don't know. Don't say, gosh, I'm not sure what that thing is, but golly, if I only knew, I would succeed. If you're unsure, just simply say, I'm not sure right now, but you know what? I'm going to find out. I'm going to course forward. I'm going to do what it takes to move forward, identify what I can improve. I'm going to stay open to the idea that I need to improve my videos, and along the way, I will succeed. What's so very interesting is the moment I see my students, the people I coach, the people I send comments to, because I mentioned Leo. I said, Leo, you've watched my channel for so long. You comment again and again, and then I talk about the algorithm and why people complain, and you kind of back them up and said, well, it's what do you do when you never get views and you feel like you keep moving forward? I'm like, well, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll keep getting the same thing. We got to change. We got to improve. We got to try new things. But let's get back on track. The point of this video is the problem with YouTube advice channels. And I mentioned upload settings. That's not where it's at. But if a lot of people click on those videos and they watch a long time and the creator gets a lot of views, you can be sure they're going to make another video similar, covering a similar, if not the same topic, and 5 more creators are going to jump on board making similar videos, which more viewers will click on, and the cycle continues, and so on. Furthermore, there are a lot of reasons why we may struggle when it comes to like YouTube advice channels and actually getting the advice that can propel us forward. When you take a huge group of people, you're going to get a couple knuckleheads and a whole bunch of people that are awesome and doing like great things and really striving to help, and you're going to get a lot of people in the middle. So sure, without question, I want you to know there are people that are so focused on their own journey, they will manufacture anything to keep you holding on, clicking, and watching, talking about things that are absolutely irrelevant. Now, what's really tough is when you're getting started on this platform, you don't know the good from the bad and so on, and it's hard to really balance out who's making sense and so on. But For me personally, I know the moment I let go of the hopes and dreams of an easy button, a shortcut, a software app that can prove or provide me with the results I want, I was able to focus and actually take action and push myself towards that thing that I'm weak in. Remember that weakest link. The moment I focus on my weakest link, the more likely I can succeed. And this is one of the reasons that this particular ecosystem of channels on YouTube talking about advice, YouTube advice channels, can be problematic because it's hard to understand the good guys from the bad guys and gals and so on. At the end of the day, the thing I want to encourage you to do is to think more like an artist, to think more like a creative, to think, how can I make my video beautiful or goofy or interesting and in a way that really separates me from everybody else. I think the moment we tap into that, which is much more creator focused rather than YouTube algorithm focused, is the moment we can win, because the algorithm is really just relying on bits of data based on the viewers that click on and watch our videos. If nobody ever really continues to watch and then binge watches a second and third video from your channel, it'll always be a little challenging. But I want you to know this. The moment you get on board with really getting honest with yourself, with telling yourself, I'm gonna figure it out, by telling yourself, I can make it happen, that's the moment you'll move forward and do great things on this platform. Lastly, it's hard and it's challenging, but nobody's coming to save you. They're not. Now, to be fair, that doesn't mean there aren't great creators sharing real information. Roberto Blake. It's so great to see Roberto back uploading videos. Nick Nimmin, my pal, my buddy, this guy has been on YouTube for ages, just like me, and he continues to share real information. The team at Think Media, such a powerful channel, sharing real information that can help you to move forward. I want to encourage you to believe it can happen to you. It can be really tough, but I think that belief can propel us forward, and I know you have big things in store as long as you take action. Now, this video on the screen can help you to move forward, identify what you need to improve, and crush it. Click on that video, and when you do, you'll get the tips, tactics, and more. You dig?